is ABC-7 at 5.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rick Cabrera.
And I'm Estela. Casas. Good afternoon. Sheriff's deputies in Diana County are investigating the death of a baby boy born just 10 days ago.
The infant and his mother were staying at this home on the East Mesa. The people who own the home called EMS yesterday morning when they realized the child was not breathing. First responders immediately began CPR, but the baby was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at a Las Cruces area hospital.
We have a lot of unanswered questions at this point. We do know the mother had admitted to drinking alcohol the night before. The baby had tested positive for methamphetamines after he was born. So we have to connect some dots to determine whether this baby died as a result of an accident, negligence, or if it was intentional.
At this point, no charges have been filed. We'll keep you updated.
Rick, sheriff's deputies here in El Paso identified the man blamed for the hostage situation in Montana Vista. Within the last hour, we learned deputies charged Alberto Montelongo with 2 counts of criminal attempted murder. The SWAT team responded to a home off Desert Willow in Bradley shortly after 11 o'clock last night. A sheriff's office news release says 2 victims were seriously injured. One is at University Medical Center in critical condition. The other is said to have life-threatening injuries. Montelongo surrendered to the SWAT team.
55 new
jobs. This is a company that is bringing something unique that we don't have currently in El Paso.
We've selected El Paso because it's a major trade corridor with Mexico, with a very well-developed infrastructure.
55 jobs over the next 5 years. That announcement last week by El Paso Mayor Oscar Leeser. He was excited to announce Douglas Steele was setting up shop here in El Paso. Today, City Council was scheduled to sign off on a tax incentive deal with Douglas Steele, but it didn't, and the tone wasn't as enthusiastic as last week. ABC-7's Maria Garcia is live with new information. Maria?
Hi, Rick. City Rep Claudia Ordaz says bringing jobs to El Paso isn't enough. She says companies should have to bring good-paying jobs to get city tax breaks. And so far, she says Douglas Steel supply doesn't meet the criteria. Ordaz points out 45 of the 55 jobs Douglas plans to bring pay less than $25,000 a year. A single mom or dad would qualify for food stamp services with that wage, says Ordaz. Plus, she says it's less than El Paso's median income. The council was considering giving Douglas Steele a total of about $85,000 in tax breaks, but instead postponed the vote, challenging the company to come back with better salaries. A Douglas Steele vice president said they plan to come back with a better offer, but said they also have to watch their bottom line.
It would appall me to find out that any of my employees at my facility are on food stamps. That's not what we strive for. So I would like to say, just off the cuff, that I would raise every one of those by $1 an hour.
And I don't believe we should be giving tax dollars, incentivizing these types of proposals that are just lowering our median income. This sends a strong message that we're not a city that's just dependent on low-paying wages. We're not. I think we're better than that. We're past that era.
That $1 increase wasn't enough for City Council, who postponed the vote for 2 weeks. Douglas says they're confident they can bring back salaries that'll please the council. The jobs are mostly steel manufacturing. Back to you, Estela.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. So who ran the red light? That question will no doubt be of major importance as a jury decides the fate of a man blamed for a crash that killed a state trooper. The trial of Edgardo Flores is underway. He's charged with manslaughter and aggravated assault for the 2012 crash that killed state trooper Javier Arana. This happened at the intersection of Joe Battle and Bob Hope in Far East El Paso. The impact caused a DPS squad car to catch fire. Trooper Arana died from smoke inhalation.
During opening statement today, prosecutors say Flores admitted to running the red light, but the defense planted the seeds of doubt. It argued some witnesses saw the state trooper speeding and running the red light. The defense also claims Flores was in severe pain when he was intimidated by 2 Texas Rangers into admitting he ran the red light. According to the defense, Flores had to be given morphine because of the severity of his injuries, but only minutes after giving the Texas Rangers the answer they wanted to hear. We'll, of course, keep you posted on that trial. To storm track weather now. We've enjoyed a pleasant day in El Paso. It doesn't even feel like winter, but we are in for a bit of a cool down later this week. Chief Meteorologist Doppler Day Spillman has your first forecast. Doppler?
Yeah, we'll call it just a minor cool down due to a cold front coming in here on Thursday. But boy, what a beautiful day we have out there right now. I mean, sunshine, the winds are light, and temperatures running above average. Here's how it looks for the rest of tonight. We're going to be looking at temperatures dropping down into the 60s and eventually some 50s in here. But again, skies are going to be mainly clear across the entire region for tonight. And as we go ahead and take a look at our headlines, again, all in all, we're looking at some pretty nice looking weather. We'll talk more about it coming up here in just a bit.
Okay, Doppler, thank you. A measles outbreak continues to grow. So does the debate over vaccines. The CDC says there have been more than 100 measles cases in 14 states this year. Still, there are parents around the country who have refused to get their children vaccinated, either because of political or religious beliefs, or out of fear of side effects. Today, the top 2 Republican leaders in Congress, including House Speaker John Boehner, backed childhood vaccinations.
I don't know that we need another law, but I do believe that all children ought to be vaccinated.
ABC-7 viewers, if they feel parents who fail to vaccinate children are irresponsible, and if the government should get involved, Mark replied on KVIA.com's Facebook page, quote, "Yes and yes." He said someone needs to protect the children. Mike agrees. Yes, especially in schools. Seriously? My kid can't have peanut butter because other kids have allergies, but they allow a child who could endanger the whole school to attend? Health officials in El Paso tell ABC-7 no cases have been reported locally. The last case of measles in El Paso was reported back in 1993.
This summer, the Department of Homeland Security is going high-tech. It plans to roll out iris and facial recognition technology to keep our border safe. ABC-7's Darren Hunt is live with a story you'll see only on ABC-7. Darren?
Rick, this new service will be able to share images with the FBI's massive multi-biometric system. It's all part of an overhaul of the department's ident system, which currently contains more than 170 million foreigner fingerprints and facial images, including 600,000 iris templates that have already been gathered. Now, in November, the Department of Homeland Security released 2 sets of system specifications as part of market research for the new project. Border Patrol stations will be doing the actual collection of iris and facial images from individuals processed through Customs and Border Patrol stations. DHS anticipates the expansion of ident's infrastructure will support the matching of more than 10 million iris and face images. The system already houses pictures of every individual fingerprinted, including visitors to the United States and visa applicants. This is video of UTEP's Computer Science Vision and Learning Laboratory, which has been studying and working with facial recognition technology for a few years. Olak Fuentes is an associate professor of computer science who has been working with this type of technology.
Right now we're at the point where computers are just as accurate as humans at doing face recognition, but of course computers don't get tired, computers don't get bored, computers can be replicated. So in a sense, they can become a very useful aid for this problem to humans.
Now, Fuentes said computers are about 97% accurate at this point when it comes to facial recognition, which is pretty good. However, when dealing with thousands or even millions of people at border crossings, that 3% inaccuracy factor can be a huge number. We'll talk about that issue coming up at 6. Rick and Estela.
Very interesting. All right, we'll see you at 6, Darren. Thank you. He's a former Las Cruces elementary teacher, once charged with more than 50 counts of criminal sexual contact of a minor. Jesus Solis's teaching license wasn't affected after the district attorney reduced the charges to 4 counts of misdemeanor battery. So why did he decide to give it up? Solis has been on probation since the May 2014 plea deal. At the time, a judge ordered him not to have any unsupervised contact with children. Before he was sentenced, Solis spoke in his own defense. He said his hugs and affection were misinterpreted. Today, our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom spoke with a parent of one of the accusers. We wanted to find out how he feels about Solis giving up his teaching career.
That's the right thing to do. I think that he did the right thing. He surrendered his license to the state. He'll never be able to teach in a school in the state of New Mexico ever again, and that's the right thing. You know, our family still has a lot of questions.
Neither LCPS officials nor officials at the state level could confirm why Solis gave up his teaching license. However, our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom did obtain a settlement and release of claims document. In it, New Mexico Secretary of Education Hannah Scandera states, quote, "This was a bitter and hard-fought case, and we are very happy with the licensee's decision to voluntarily surrender his license. It is a major victory at a greatly reduced cost."
Petitioners in Santa Teresa say their community is closer to becoming a city.
Some disagree.
I'm not going to predict doom and gloom. I'm not going to predict eminent success, but I think it's going to be not as easy as people would like.
Up ahead, what is standing in their way and why tonight could be key to moving forward. Plus,
When they have to go, they got to go.
Nature calls, but sometimes there's nowhere to go, especially at some parks. The city is hoping to change that. And in storm track weather, Doppler.
So just how warm will it get this week, and when's the next opportunity for some rain? It's coming up on weather.
This is ABC 7 at 5, where news comes first.